everyone, my name is Jenny. Welcome to my channel, Callie Jenny's Crafty Stitching. In today's video, we are going to continue with our Stitch and Chat series. This is the WATTOBIZZ version. And for anyone who's new or returning, I say that because Sundays are going to be my WATTOBIZZ Stitch and Chats, but I'm thinking about starting up a couple of other ones, one by Painting Fairy, one by New Craft Day, and try to do 3 of them a week. We'll see what happens. But welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope anyone who is new will enjoy this video today. Consider becoming a part of the family here and hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. That way you'll be notified when I do upload. Be sure to check out my playlist. I do unboxings. I do a monthly floss too. I do the Stitch and Chats, sometimes something else, but mostly cross-stitch related. And for everybody who's returning, thank you so much for coming back, everybody, and hanging out with me again. And if everyone could hit that thumbs up button for me, I'd really appreciate it. It helps me out, helps other cross-stitch lovers find their way to me. All right, so as I am filming this, today is Thursday. It is, well, Thursday, August 21st. It is 4:45 in the morning, so 4:45. And again, of course, I am doing this filming before going to work. All right, so let me move this out of the way. You know what? Hold on. Let me grab my tablet because I'm going to need that to go over the names of whoever left comments on the last video. I don't think there's a whole lot of them, but I will still go over the names of those who were kind enough to leave messages for me. I appreciate you guys so much. All right, let us go ahead and get this needle threaded here. Got my favorite little handy dandy needle threader. This is the one I use most of the time. I actually have 2 of them, and I do love them. Okay, I thought I had a thread up here ready already, but apparently I did not. So let me go ahead and grab that. In the meantime, do let me know, of course, what you are all working on. Leave me a message down in the comments. Love knowing what you guys are up to. And let me see if I can get this going. And then anyone who would like to share whatever project you are working on while we are stitching together, be sure to share pictures over on the Facebook group. I will have a link in the description box down below if you are not already a member and would like to be. You are welcome to join. All right, let's go ahead really quick and do a loop start here. Try to keep my fingers out of the way. I got it pretty close up this morning, so I want to try to make sure you guys have as best a view as possible. And unfortunately, my fingers are probably going to be away, though, part of that time. That's just going to be part of the problem here, but hopefully you guys will get a good view. Won't be too bad. All right, so yes, all the information for the Facebook group will be in the box down below. You're welcome to join, share pictures of whatever you're working on. Doesn't even have to be cross stitch. I mean, maybe you're working on diamond painting, or maybe you're crocheting or knitting. Whatever you are working on, I know I would love to see it, and I'm betting others would as well. So we just kind of share updates on everything over there. And of course, I do have a TikTok channel and an Instagram. Trying to be better about posting on those. But all that information will be down below as well. Oh my God, I so love this little fall kitten scene. I'm working on the kitten right here. That's this black. You can't tell it, but I did actually by myself. I worked a little bit more last time. Well, it was late that evening, I think, in this same area, but it actually wasn't black that I was working it with. It was a dark blue, but can't really tell the difference. At least I can't with my eyes. You do let me know if you can. I know I cannot. This one is such a nice stitch to work on. Again, this is a older WATTOBIZZ. This was I'm pretty sure this was my very first WATTOBIZZ auction win. And I think only my second WATTOBIZZ purchase altogether. My first one was that beautiful, I think it's called Pink and Silver Christmas Fairy, which at some point I really need to pull her back out to you. I'm sorry if the camera shakes, everybody. Kitten just jumped up here. Probably have to stop here in a minute and put her down because she's probably going to start attacking my thread. Oh, they are a challenge, these little ones. They've been sick, though. I think they, from being in the kennel, whatever you called it, we rescued them from PetSmart. They had an upper respiratory illness, so we had to take them to the vet, had to get medicine, and they are definitely starting to feel better. Just started the medicine, though, this last Saturday night. By the time we got home from the vet and had the medicine and everything, it was Saturday night, and it's Thursday today. Now, they didn't give medicine for the one kitten because they didn't think she needed it. But these two do everything together. They plot together. They play together. They do everything together. And sure enough, we noticed yesterday morning that the other one, Starfire, was not feeling well. And it was clear she was not feeling well. So the hubby's going to call the vet today and say, you know, she really does need the medicine. You know, she got sick, and hopefully they'll just go ahead and let us pick up some more medicine. Shouldn't need to take her in again. I mean, she already examined them. But in the meantime, we went ahead and started giving her some of Bumblebee's medicine. So we can go ahead and get her started. And we can already tell this morning, that was yesterday, or yesterday evening, and we can already tell this morning that she is feeling better. So that is awesome. But they are definitely a handful, but I already love them to pieces. So I'm very happy that she's feeling better. It was sad seeing her. She was just like tired, just wanting to sleep. Her eyes looked weird. It was like the film in the inner corner of her eye was covering, like all of a sudden covering like a third of her eye. So it looked weird when her eyes were open. And they're kind of squinty open. You could just tell, just to look at her and how she was behaving, that she was not feeling good. She wasn't sneezing like Bumblebee was, but she was clearly not feeling well. Hold on a second. I think I did something here. Okay, I think I got it now. Let me move her. We're trying all these different ways to get these cats to take their medicine. Sorry, I had to take a drink of my coffee. And it was just everything didn't want to work. You try to crush it up, put it in food, put it in a treat. It's like they know what's in there, and then they won't take it. They won't eat it. And she's back. See, I put her down. She's already back. She's definitely feeling better. So I finally, last night, I'm like, forget this. Because they're small pills, and I remember when they gave us the medicine, they said it should be easy just because they're small pills, just give them the pill. So that's what I did. I just kind of held them and opened their mouth and put the pill down to the back of their throat and then held them on their back and for a moment until I was sure they had swallowed it, and then we're good to go. And that's just how we're going to do it from now on. Of course, if they have to take medicine at any time when they get older, I'm not sure how well that will work. I might get my butt tore up. They might tear up my bum. But right now, as kittens, it'll work. I guess push comes to shove if I have to do it as an adult, and if they're being difficult about it, I'll just have to wrap them in a towel and do it. but it's happening. As kitty parents, you have to make sure they get their meds. Even though it's horrible, you hate to put them through it. It's sad. You don't want them upset with you. But it has to be done because it's for their health. Hopefully I don't have. The one thing about stitching this way instead of in hand, it is oftentimes if I have like a loop underneath the canvas, so basically like there was a little snag or knot or something and it created a loop of the thread underneath, I won't notice it until I've already continued stitching. And now I have this big loop of floss underneath there. That's the only downside, but it's so much more convenient. And of course, this is easier on my hands than stitching in hand. So that's really nice. And of course, I couldn't film while stitching in hand. I'm trying to keep an eye on this too at the same time. One of the drawbacks of having the camera so close is, one, it blurs very easily. Let me move the kitty again. And two, it's easy to get out of frame very quickly because it's really only a small section. See, she keeps jumping up here. I keep putting her down. She just keeps coming right back. She is definitely feeling better. Now, I have a couple of those wonderful stands that from Painting Fairy. I absolutely adore. Love them. And last time I have the table, they call it the table lap bed stand. And because I'm short, if it's all the way up at its highest, I can actually sit in front of my one living room chair and stitch with it. Now she's coming in from a different direction. Wow, this cat. And that's how I taped last time, and it was just so nice and so comfortable. And this morning I was lazy, and I didn't feel like pulling the setup out of the spare bedroom, you know, with the light and the camera holder and all that. So I'm just back on my desk doing it. Problem with that, easy access to the cats. And she's back. And I got a cat here already on here. See that? All right, I'll worry about it later. So, at least on the stand, it is less likely for them to get up there because, you know, it's just the stand. All right, I think maybe she's going to lay down. So, I don't know. She gets really obsessed with my floss. But, anywho, I also have the big stand. That one took me, as I said in a post on my Facebook, along with pictures, that one took me 2.5 hours to do. I have a chunk missing out of one finger, another knuckle that's scratched up, and I broke a nail. I was a hot mess by the end of that. And the hardest part for me was trying to get all sides equal. So everything connected right and worked well and didn't slant and all that. Oh my gosh. And I've said it before many a time and I'll say it again. I am not engineer minded. I am not good at putting things together. That is not my strong suit. So I can tell you right now, if I can do it, anyone can do it. Most people probably could have did it in a fraction of the time I did it, without near the problem I had. Because again, I'm just not good at that stuff. And I wound up doing it by simply looking at the picture that provided that they had. I was going to watch Natalia over at LoveCraftForever. I was going to watch her video of her putting it together. But the hubby was sleeping over on the couch, so I didn't want to bother him with the loud video playing over and over and over again. So I wound up just doing it myself. But I do recommend for anyone out there who's getting one, wants to put it together, I do recommend you go and watch her video because it is a very good one for putting these stands together. And that's I would have myself if he hadn't been, you know, sleeping and sawing logs over there on the couch. Oh, and I'm so glad it's over. That stand is wonderful. But what I just found is my big wooden frames that I have that I've already had. I have a couple of the big wooden ones. They are, I forget how big it was, but they fit great on the table slash lap slash bed stand, but they're not big enough for the large stand. So I had my large stand all set up in the spare room with the lighting and everything so I could do some of my videos in there and not be bothered by the cats. But these frames don't fit. I do have 2 more of those scroll frames on the way. Hold on one second. Let me do a pin stitch on this so I can get another. Can you believe that that's already... Oh, lost that thread. Let me pull it back up here and try to rethread it. That's the bad part about trying to wait and it's so short. I'm going to have trouble getting this done. Come on. All right. Let's try to get this in here. Try to do this. Hold on one moment. All right, that's gonna have to do. If I can get it all the way through there. Didn't leave myself enough to, let me cut that off here. Didn't leave myself enough to come back up again. Shame on me. All right. We'll get us another thread. Let's see, what are we at? Okay, almost 18 minutes. I still got a little bit of time. Good, good, good. But anyway, I have a couple of frames on the way. I did get one in 1.2 meters, so it's a little bit bigger than that big purple one that I already have. I think that one was 100 centimeters. I got a 1.2 meter on the way. That'll hopefully probably be here, I'm going to guess maybe next week. And then I did order even bigger one, because I don't think my Ambilight is going to fit on the 1.2 meter. I could be wrong, but I doubt it. So I ordered I think it's 160. It's like the big one, 160 centimeters or something like that. So if my Ambilight doesn't fit on the one that's coming, the 1.2 meter, I know it'll fit on that one. And then I basically, unfortunately, I need to put myself on a no-buy. I need to take a break from spending money. So I need to try to make that the last of my purchases for a while. I do, of course, have my, trying to do the loop start here. I do have my Fabrics of the Month still coming. I'm not going to stop those yet. One of these days I might even do a video. Let me know if you'd like to see a video on my fabric stash. I love fabric stash. And it's like I just can't get enough of it. And I have my subscriptions through Bestitch Me and Forbidden Fiber Co. Now, Bestitch Me has the opal option. So I think most of their sizes and types, if not all, have the opal option, which is the sparkles in the fabric. Yes, please. My hand is raised. I love that fabric. During the month of April, I got, I think, my 2 favorite fabrics of the month from both Bestitch Me and Forbidden Fiber Co. that I had gotten today. And they were both purples. But the one by Bestitch Me had sparkles all in it because it was the opal. Oh my gosh. I love it so much. It's like I don't even want to use it because once I use it, that's it. You know, it's gone. But of course, that's what the fabric is for. Otherwise, what's the point? But it's going to have to be the perfect project for me to use that. But even the Forbidden Fiber Co. one, they do not, from what I can tell, they do not offer, at least not right now, the opal option. But even theirs, their April one was also like a mottled purple color. Absolute favorite ones from each of those that month for sure. Anyway, let me know down in the comments if you would like to see a fabric stash video. I do have a pretty good stash going. Probably not near as much as many, but you know, I've only been stitching a little over a year and a half, so I've got a pretty good stash going. Now, mind you, when I started stitching with stamped kits. My first ever counted that I tried was a cute little unicorn from Catkin and Lily, her Etsy shop. I actually have that one framed in my curio cabinet. That was my very first counted project. I was so scared of that thing, and it was so tiny, and yet it took me forever to actually complete it. I was always so nervous while stitching it, counting and recounting. But by the time I did finally finish, my confidence in counted was way better. Come on, kitty. I'm going to put this kitty down again. She's grabbing my stuff. Look at it. She's holding on to it with both paws. Jeez. And holding it with both paws. My frame. She is something. Gosh, now I forget what I was talking about. I was attacked. Oh yeah, my first ever counted. Anyway, and it was from there that I actually started collecting fabric, because I found that I do love doing counted also. I do both. I love both. That's why on this channel, at least during my floss tubes, you will see both stamped and counted. I put timestamps on those floss tubes too, in case you just want to jump to certain parts of it. I don't do that on the other ones because it doesn't really make sense. But on the floss tubes, you know, I go over a lot of different things. So, and she's coming right back. This cat, I'm telling you. I'm being harassed, folks. She is so obsessed. I know my hubby said that she must have been a cross-stitcher in her past life. Because every time, she's made it very difficult to stitch these last couple of weeks. Since we got them, she has made it very, very difficult for me. Every time I try to, sit in my chair and stitch, like maybe wanting to stitch, in hand with my counted, a couple of different counted projects, she's just like right there. Every time, right there. She's obsessed with this floss and wants to attack it. And she doesn't care how many times you throw her on the floor. Over and over and over and over. She just keeps coming back and back and back. Anyway, hopefully you guys are getting a good view of this today. Do let me know. I just kind of went back to one of my older setups for the day because I always have this set up on the desk here ready to go. So that's why I went with this way this morning. I didn't have to pull out the lights and camera holder. This is already here. All I got to do is put my canvas up. I don't have this on my Nerge. This one I have on one of my big wooden frames. And I just have the ends propped up. And it works perfect. Perfect height. Easy for me to see. I think it's working great for the camera. But do let me know. Of course, I'll see during editing too. Not that I edit much out, but mostly just the intro, outro, and I do a quick view of the whole thing just to make sure if there, you know, if I had to get up and do something, and maybe I had to do something for the kittens or whatever, I will edit that part out so you guys aren't sitting here looking, you know, just at the canvas and nothing happening, no one talking. Which I typically don't really have much of that. But just in case, where the cat's made some kind of loud noise or whatever. She is so staring intently at this floss, and I can tell by her movements that she is ready to pounce at any moment. Okay. Oh, it's definitely a challenge, which is why I moved that one big frame into the spare room, because I thought, okay, at least I could go in there, shut the door, and film, you know, a stitch along in there. However, this, like I said, this wooden frame isn't big enough for that stand. So I'll have to reserve that for stitching on the bigger ones. All right, I'm gonna pull up really quick the comments from the last one and just list off those who are kind enough to share a message with me. All right, give me 1 second to pull this up. I didn't have it ready to go this morning. Between, you know, getting ready for work and shoving pills down kitten throats. My life is crazy. All right, let's see. Find my last one here. Where to go, where to go, where to go? There it is. Wasn't showing to begin with. Oh, that was weird. Okay. Those who were kind enough to send me a message last time, well, there was actually a few more than I expected, but our good friend on here, Katie Petty 2651, was kind enough to leave me a message. Our friend Liz Walker Watts. Our friend Cindy Wolcott 4019 was kind enough to leave me a message. Sandy over at WATTOBIZZ left me a message. Crafty Pet Mom 4593, my friend Denise on here, left me a message. Christy Bigelow. Our friend Chris Cross Stitches 5748. My friend Amanda over at Amanda's Crafty Corner has a channel on here as well. She left messages. We tend to go back and forth a lot. Jessica over at Loomy Stitch left me a message. Rihanna Maria 2011 left a message. Daphne Chamberlain 7225, our friend on here, left me a message, and our friend DP Knees also left messages. So there actually was quite a few of you who left me messages this time. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you. I just love you guys. I love hearing from you guys. Make my day when I see you guys chatting with me. It truly makes my day. Just love to see everybody's thoughts and what they're working on. Okay, let's see, what time do I got? I could probably do this for a few more minutes. Now, I did say, I think in that last one, I still have not been contacted by the latest winner of the spin for the beautiful project bag created by our friend Katie Petty on here. I did a respin, I think it was during my last floss tube. using the same wheel that I originally had for those who had participated. And Hoodlums had one. I think it's Hoodlums ×4, Hoodlums X4. But I have not heard from her. If you are watching Hoodlums, I hope you have seen that. Go back and watch that floss tube. But you did win for that, and I need you to reach out to me via my email, which is always in the description box, and let me know where to send it. Unfortunately, if by the time I do my next floss tube, which will, gosh, where are we at now? Is that next weekend? I'm kind of losing track of where we are. Let's see. Today is the 21st. No. Well, it's either going to be next weekend or the weekend after. And unfortunately, if I have not heard anything, I am going to have to spin again. And that'll be sad. That'll be the third time and the last time. So I'll do it one more time. If Hoodlums doesn't reach out, I'll spin one more time. And then if still nobody reaches back out, then I'm just going to keep it myself, because you know what? I absolutely adore them. And I know many of you did as well. So hopefully it works out. And then, of course, I'm going to be doing wheel spins for my Ambilight 11 that I had already stitched some of, my Romantic Flower Market, the KS 18 count. I'm going to be doing a spin for. Now, I did already get my Ambilight from Painting Fairy, and I did do a video showing a comparison of it versus the Joy Sunday. So that one was already spoken for. That was the 14 count Joy Sunday Ambilight. That one was already spoken for, so that one is going to be going out already to somebody. But I'm still going to do a wheel spin for the 11 count Ambilight. And again, remember, I've already started all these. But there's not, it's like most of it still has to be done. There's not like a lot done. The Romantic Flower Market literally has one little tiny corner. I mean, it's almost nothing done, especially for an 18 count, which is why I decided to get it again in the Fairy brand. Not because the KS brand was lacking in any way. The KS brand is also a beautiful brand for sure. But I found that I don't like stamped kits in 18 count for me. My eyes are challenged. I spend a lot of time poking around for the hole. So I decided to get it again. And since Painting Fairy was offering Ambilight, Romantic Flower Market, and European Town over on their website, and I decided to go ahead and get all three of those again. So I will probably also do those spins during my next floss tube as well, as long as I have received the KS, because I will probably do, not the KS, the Painting Fairy version of Romantic Flower Market, because I do still want to do kind of a comparison video. But again, there was nothing wrong at all with the KS brand. It's also a good brand. I just wanted something smaller sized. But speaking of brands, I have to say, because as I'm sitting here working on this WATTOBIZZ, for anybody new or if you've missed a lot of videos, obviously this WATTOBIZZ is right up there with one of the favorite brands of all time. Even this older version, and it's changed a lot since this one. Sandy's over there always improving. Absolutely love WATTOBIZZ, so much so that I have a ridiculous number of the kits, and I wish I had more time and more hands so I could work on all of them. Every single one that I have purchased from WATTOBIZZ, I really want to work on it now. It's so hard having all these beauties, but you can only stitch so much, and I work full time. So it really cuts into my stitching time, which is just so unfair. All right, I'm just going to finish up these last few stitches, and then I need to get motivating and get out of here. It's just such a nice, easy stitch. So relaxing. Wish I could literally just sit here, God knows how long, and continue to do this. And anyway, let me know what you guys think. I know some of you have already commented how much you love this particular canvas. And I know a lot of you must, because I did a poll and this was the one that won. Of course, it's also coming up to that time of year. But anyway, as I sit here and continue to stitch. All right, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and get going. I have to get to work. Again, for anybody that was new, hopefully you'll hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, so you will be notified when I upload my videos, which is usually at least twice a week on Sundays and Wednesdays, if not more. All of you, if you could hit that thumbs up button for me, that really helps me out. And all of this is free. None of it costs you anything at all. Anyway, love you guys. I'm so appreciative of each and every one of you for coming and hanging out with me. Leave a comment. I get back to everybody. And I hope you all will have yourself a very safe week, a very blessed week. And I will see you in the next one. It's time to get stitchy with it. Bye-bye.